All right, guys, common question we've been getting is what can we do as a buyer to get an opportunity to actually close and purchase on a home? So as everybody knows, our market is pretty competitive right now, especially for buyers. Supply is very short, inventory is short, and the demand is very high with everybody coming into Arizona right now. So what that's doing is causing a lot of competition for buyers in our current market. To be honest, it's tough. We've got quite a few buyers that we're working with right now. Sometimes we're able to put a pretty solid deal together and get it accepted quickly. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 times to get in and compete with some of these other offers that are on the table. And it's just got to make sense for the buyer as well too. There's some opportunities that we have to close on a deal, but it just doesn't make sense for the buyer based on the terms that are presented. So sometimes, there's certain things that need to be done. So I wanted to make a video today to offer some of you buyers out there a little bit of advice in our current market. I would say first thing is be patient. It's tough out there right now. To give you guys an idea, there's an average of about 11 buyers for every one house that's for sale in the current Arizona market. Our supply and inventory on the market on average here in the East Valley is about 15 to 18 days. In a healthy market, we should have somewhere around 100 houses. So again, what does that mean for you as a buyer? You're competing right now. I know it's frustrating. You guys pull up to the houses. There's probably a lot of people. You see that stack of business cards on the counter showing that there's been a bunch of people looking at it. But again, you just got to be patient. You have to know that there's probably going to be a few houses you're going to have to write some offers on to be, like I said, to get the house that you want. Number 2, be flexible. One of the biggest things that we see as well is we get buyers that come in with the expectation of, I want to stay in a very certain area, I like this area, and I want to stay in this budget. And sometimes their current budget doesn't align with what is currently on the market. So we ask that they be a little bit flexible. Sometimes, sitting out, we've had, we all know those buyers where basically, they wanted to stay in a certain area. They were very set on that area. They had the ability to drive a little bit or, drive till you can buy, as they would say, but they didn't want to. And then before they knew it, the prices just got so high, they priced themselves out of the market. Had they just kind of jumped in and got something, they would have at least had the opportunity to ride the equity up on that. So again, what we ask on that is the flexibility, be open to other ideas. You may have to give up a little bit, maybe you got to drive a little bit further, but in exchange, you get a really nice house. You get all the other needs met that you're looking for in a home with a little bit of sacrifice in the form of driving, basically, a little bit of inconvenience. The third thing is have your agent, your realtor, try to figure out what the seller's situation is. Sometimes for sellers in our current market, it isn't always about getting top dollar. Sometimes they may have a particular need, right? They may need to close very quickly. They may need to close out a little bit longer. They may need a potential lease back. They may not have the funds to do the repairs on the property, so they may need you to come in as a buyer and take the home as is, or will do a little bit of work on your own in exchange for maybe a lower price. So sometimes having your agent go in and do the due diligence and figure out from the listing agent or the seller directly what it is that they are looking for in a transaction or a sale when they sell their house, aside from maybe top dollar, might give you guys a competitive advantage when it comes time to put an offer in on that home. You might be able to write it to where, like I said, maybe there is a higher offer, but you've got other terms that work to the benefit of the seller. And the fourth thing that I would recommend you guys try to do is just get creative in this market. One of the things we've been doing is we've been going through some of our past contacts. We've been going through some of our past sales, past clients we've worked with over the last 5, 6, 7 years. They may have some equity, and we're just reaching out to them. Hey, we got a buyer that's interested in this house. Are you thinking about selling it? So we're trying to get some houses lined up for our buyers before they even go on the market by reaching out to some of our past contacts and getting creative. We're looking for places like Craigslist. We're looking at places on Facebook. We've been doing door knocking. We've left flyers. We've utilized social media. Anything that you can do to get out there and reach a potential seller before the house goes on the market is only going to give you an advantage to not have to go up against a bunch of other buyers competing for the same house in our market. So again, what used to be our current market 5, 6, 7 years ago, where it wasn't as challenging for a buyer to get into a home, please understand that has changed in our current market. So again, being a little bit flexible with the things that I mentioned above and getting a little creative in finding some of these houses is going to go a long way for you. So as always, hopefully that offers a little bit of tips for you guys in our current market. I know your buyers are getting a little bit frustrated out there, but hopefully this helps a little bit. So have a great day, guys.